Hey everybody, hope you're doing well out there. I hope 2023 is off to a good start for you. It's hard to believe we're almost through the first month of the year. It's flying by, as the old saying goes. Um, but I appreciate you checking out the first video post of what I'm calling Taylor's Testimonies. Yes, very original title, very creative. Thank you, I appreciate it. It took me a while to come up with it. But no, seriously, thank you for checking this out. This is a vision that God put on my heart a year and a half, 2 years ago, on just sharing short stories and testimonies um, that He's given me over the years. Thought about ways that I could share it with people, and came up with posting it on my YouTube channel and social media platforms. So I hope it ministers to you. I hope that it encourages you to share your testimony. In Revelation, it tells us that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. God's already done the first part of that. He shed his blood through his son Jesus on the cross for us. And the second part is for us sharing our stories with people and ministering to people and being a light to people. You don't have to post yours on social media like I am, but this is just what God laid on my heart to do. So I'm trying to follow through with it. Okay, it's going to look a little different every time. It's nothing professional. I thought since it was Elvis's birthday month that I would film this one in front of mine and Leanne's little Elvis wall here, and since it was his birthday month, so it might look a little different every time. It's going to be laid back. If you know me, you know I like keeping things simple, and so that's what this is all about. So, very first one here. This testimony is one that I'm calling the gravel. Okay, the gravel testimony. This goes back to October of last year. The story comes from my brother Chase and his wife Sydney's wedding. Actually, they got married up in the Boone area. It was on a Saturday back in October. It was perfect weather. I mean, it was a little chilly, but it was a beautiful day. Everything went really smooth until um, we got ready to start taking pictures with. I was the best man in the wedding. It was an honor to be the best man, and it was time to take pictures with the groomsmen and everything. And so I had gotten to the venue. Leanne and Paisley were at the room we were staying at for the day, and I forgot my tie. So it was obviously a special colored tie with the rest of the groomsmen. Luckily, I had it with me in my bag, so it wasn't in Winston. It was in my bag at the room. So I had to go back to the room, grab my tie, and on the way back, I was a little bit of a hurry. I'm not gonna lie to you. And the venue was on this off the main road onto a gravel road, and there was a road that split to the right, and then the road to the venue kind of went up a hill, and both roads were gravel. So on the way back, again, I was in a little bit of a hurry, and I went to the right and remembered that's not the right road. So me and my Subaru, I just turned it real quick to the left, shot up the road I was supposed to be going on, and I may have slung a little gravel. I don't know. Subarus can handle that, so I didn't think much of it until after the wedding was over and the reception, we decided we were going to come on back to Winston, and I had heard something when I went to pick up the girls before the wedding. I heard something in my passenger side wheel, front wheel, and I'll preface the rest of this by saying I'm not a car guy. I'm not a mechanic. So you car guys out there, you're probably gonna laugh at some of the stuff I'll tell you with this, but I'm not a car guy. Just don't have that in me. Anything I know about cars come from my stepdad Jeff, my uncles, and my dad Marty's not much of a car guy. He'll tell you that. He probably knows more than I do about him. But anyway, so I heard this screeching noise coming from my front right wheel. I didn't think much of it because the car was handling fine. Nothing had really changed. So Leanne heard it on our way home before we hit the road to come back. And I stopped at a Dollar General, still had my clothes from the wedding on, and I'm trying to check this out to put her at peace because we had a little bit of a drive home, about an hour and a half from home, and everything seemed okay. It was just making this awful screeching noise. So I get out on my hands and knees in this Dollar General parking lot, and me being the car guy that I am, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with it, and I'm messing around the wheel and nothing. I just told her, look, everything handles fine. It seems okay. Let's get home, and it'll be fine. So we got home, went to bed that night. I had forgotten about it until the next day when I went to go get us some lunch at a Chinese restaurant here in town. And as soon as I pulled out of the driveway and turned right, I heard that screeching again and that wheel. And I thought, okay, something's not right. It didn't go away overnight, so I need to look into this. So on the way back, I heard it again. Once I got up to speed, it went away. And so I started being, a millennial. What do we do? We research everything on Google. I think everybody does that nowadays. So started looking up videos as to what this might be. Is it an easy fix? Is it something I can fix? I just had my brakes replaced not too long ago. I knew it wasn't anything to do with my brakes. So when you research something on Google and you ask a question, you're going to get the best solutions and the easiest, simple solutions to the absolute worst. And I got to digging in on things about my rotors, and it got really scary because I'm thinking, I've messed up my car. I'm going to have to schedule an appointment at Flow Subaru tomorrow, which is what I did at this point, because I'm like, I'm going to have to take it in. I can't figure it out until I ran across this YouTube video that talked about there's a dust shield, dust plate on the back side of your wheel, and sometimes gravel can get lodged up in this dust plate or whatever. So I instantly thought about when I was on my way back to the venue for the wedding and I was slinging gravel, and maybe some gravel got up in there. I don't know. So I'm trying to work on this myself and figure this out. Just so happens my stepdad Jeff and my mom Shannon were coming over to see Paisley that afternoon. So I'm like, I'll get him to listen to it and see what he thinks and maybe help me out here. Okay, so long story short, I'm moving forward here. I want you to hear how bad this was. Okay, I'm gonna play you a short video. I want you to hear the screeching in this wheel. From the inside, it wasn't that bad. From the outside, it was terrible. Check this out. Okay, so that's really bad. All right, so that's what I was hearing, and I'm like, this is not going to be good. But I was bound and determined that it was just gravel, and I was gonna figure it out. So Jeff listened to it, and I'm moving up and down the driveway, letting him listen to it, and I'm sure my neighbors wondered what was going on. But got a screwdriver, and he stuck it in. I tried to get it behind that dust shield and pry it open, and I couldn't get it. Well, finally he did it. And when he did, this little piece of gravel, I don't know if you can see this, that little piece of gravel popped out. And this is actually the piece that fell out of it and hit my driveway. And when I'm going to try to create the sound that it created when it must have hit another part of the dust shield, because it sounded like this, a little ting, and then it hit the driveway, and I saw it and I grabbed it, and I've kept this in my car ever since then for two reasons. One, it reminds me to pay attention, and two, it reminds me to slow down. And I think we all need to just take time in life, different seasons of life, to slow down and pay attention to what God's trying to do. So I tell you that story to get to the point, what I call the tie-in. God gave me a tie-in, a testimony, a revelation, if you will, about this little situation. So sometimes in life, the enemy comes through different situations in life. The enemy will use, the devil, however you want to label it, will use situations and people and different things to come at you and try to get you off course in life. And it can sound really bad. John 10:10, I believe it is, says that, Jesus is talking, and he says that the enemy comes to kill, steal, and destroy, but I've come that you may have life more abundantly. And so sometimes the enemy sounds really big and bad. It sounds like nails on a chalkboard, like this little piece of gravel in dust shield on the wheel, and it sounds really bad. But at the end of the day, it's just a little piece of gravel. I was getting bent out of shape over what I was finding as I was doing my own research, thinking the worst. And really, I just needed to get this out because that's all it was. And to God, nothing is too big or too small for Him. And so, what I want to encourage you with this whole story and this testimony is that no matter what life throws at you this year, big or small to you or to us, whatever we go through, it's nothing for God to handle. So pray first. Whenever you come across a situation, when that unexpected bill comes, when that relationship ends abruptly and out of nowhere, or when the doctor's report's not good, let's do a good job or better job of giving it to God first and handing it to Him. That's what we should do with everything. Doesn't matter what it is. We should give everything to Him and surrender all. So, again, this testimony is called The Gravel, and next time something sounds really bad in life, just take a minute, slow down, take a breath, and think, maybe it's just something small. Maybe it's just something little. Let me pray about it. Let me give it to God. So be encouraged with that, and just remember that sometimes it's probably not as bad as it really sounds. Okay? I love you. Thanks for checking this out. If this ministered to you, feel free to share, and I'll probably try to do these once a month maybe. We'll see what God does with it. All right? Thank you again. God bless.